Hey everybody, welcome back to Sam's Doing Stuff. So what am I doing today? Well, obviously, I'm putting some walls on my dump trailer. That's the end of the video. See you next time. That was way easier than I expected it to be. I thought I was gonna have to put and maybe I will, you know, treated lumber, it shrinks. So it might loosen up, but for right now, those aren't going anywhere. So I might put some, actually I might do that anyway, because that's kind of floppy. But anyway, there's a reason for it. And the reason is I want to try and fit two full cords of firewood in this dump trailer. Now I did the math. I've got 6 feet 10 inches wide. I have 14 feet 1 inch long. And if I stack it 2 feet 8 inches high, and these are 2x8, so I got a 2-foot wall plus 8 inches high, I will have 256 cubic feet of firewood. So if this is filled right to the brim, I got 2 cords. Now the only way to do that, of course, is to stack it neatly. So I know what you might be thinking. You might be thinking, Sam, why are you doing this? Just make 2 trips, because stacking all that firewood in there neatly is going to take a lot of time and it just seems like a waste. Well, this is my only customer and he lives 40 minutes away. So I kind of calculated all this out already. The boards cost me 50 bucks. It would cost me an extra almost $50 in diesel to make a second trip. So that's kind of a wash. Plus I have the boards on my trailer now forever. So there's that. Then there's the cost in time. A 40-minute drive, it's an hour and 20 minutes round trip. So if stacking this neatly in the trailer takes me any less than an hour and 20 minutes, then I'm ahead. The last thing to consider, of course, and you'll see that this 2 cords of firewood is already stacked neatly on pallets, so why not just take these over and set them in the trailer? Well, the space of the pallets is going to take up too much room, way too much room, so I have to take the wood off the pallets and stack it in the trailer by itself. Yeah, it is going to be easier because it's on pallets, because the tractor will be able to transport it into the trailer and I'll be able to stack it right there. I have no idea how long it's going to take me, but we're going to find out. Well, I got the trailer all backed up over here and ready to start the arduous task of stacking, restacking, really, all the firewood in here. But then I got to thinking, yeah, not a surprise, I never overthink anything. Anyway, I got to thinking. So Adam, of Hometown Acres, he did a video with his firewood baskets and pretty much came up with the idea that if you're going to just loose stack firewood, you need 20% extra space. So you either lose 20% of your space by loose stacking, or you need an extra 20% to stack the same amount of wood. So 20% of 256 is about 52. You take 10% of 256 is 25.6 times 2. Anyway, it's close to 52 cubic feet. So then I thought, well, if I add another board on top of this, and I do 8 inches, how many cubic feet? Well, I won't do the math for you, but it came out to about 64 cubic feet. So that's more than 20%. And I think that's good, because when I get to the back, the back isn't gonna have any extra boards. So I'd probably have to taper off a little bit, but I should be able to loose stack or dump, just loosely dump 2 cords of firewood in here if I put another 8-inch board. Now I don't want to go out and buy new 8-inch boards, but I do still have all of that material from my dad's deck. Well, that doesn't look too bad if you ask me. Doesn't seem ridiculous. It's not too high. Yeah, I think that's gonna do it. Let's put some wood in it. 2 cords. It's more than 2 cords. But he deserves it. I'll deliver it tomorrow when it stops raining. Keep going. Whoa. And just like that, I am out of seasoned firewood. All that's left are empty pallets and an open space. Now, of course, this over here is seasoned, but this is all for my dad. Nobody else gets that. Now, let me tell you, this trailer worked absolutely great for delivering 2 cords of firewood. Now, of course, you know, the weight isn't a problem. It's about volume with that. And putting these sides on, it just worked out perfectly. I'm able to fill it up. So if you got a 14-foot dump trailer, know that if you put wooden sides on, you'll be able to fill it. Now, the Kubota BX has a 6-foot loader height, okay? I'm 6 feet tall. So you can kind of tell here, it just barely makes it over. And that would be an issue if I were loading dirt, you know, because once you dump, the bucket's gonna hang down over that. So I'm probably gonna have to take these off if I'm not delivering 2 cords of firewood, which isn't a problem. You just take these screws out and pry the thing off. So anyway, I do think it worked out absolutely perfectly. And of course, I'll be using the exact same procedure to deliver my dad's firewood. I'll tell you what, it really saves on fuel, and boy, does it save on time. So that was a good idea. It was definitely worth doing. Now, what's coming up next, right? All the firewood's gone. I gotta make more firewood, number 1. Number 2, the next big project is gonna be enclosing these barns, building the walls, the end walls to these barns. Just a little background, there used to be a barn here. This was a 3rd barn that connected this barn to this barn. And they tore that down, so that left this all wide open, and it just lets all the wind and rain and weather all through here. It's kind of nice when you have good weather to have it open and a nice breeze coming through, but the rest of the time, it's not good, and it's certainly not going to allow this to last. So I'm going to take all of that wood and sort it from my parents' pool deck, repurpose that wood as best I can, and put up some walls. So we'll get started on that as soon as we can. But in the meantime, I've got more firewood to make. I've got more maintenance to do around the property. There's always something to do. So tune in next Saturday, find out what I'm doing when I'm doing more stuff. See you then.